package.
Who is you? You
Oh,
Steve
lay
Harvey,
off,
Ricky
Mr.
No,
Smiley?
I'm
Mr.
You,
being Carol Mom.
and that is enough to
Tea.
tell you to stop.
And that's enough to know that you hating.
He so
We're gonna
spit
take a
the
quick
tea.
pause because no, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep rolling because we back on YouTube now. We live back on YouTube where we
We
needed
are
to be.
live.
We are
Absolutely.
finally live and shit.
Yay.
How y'all doing? The vibe on air. Should I play the music? It's playing in the background, but I don't know if I should play the music because
You don't need
I'm
to play
tired
the
of hearing
music.
it. Actually, we
Hey,
need a new
Angel.
theme song. We got to come up with something different, man.
Yeah,
I
like a
mean,
song.
I'm waiting for you to go to the
actual
studio.
music.
I mean, whatever. I mean, we can figure it
Actual
out.
music.
It's got. It's
It's our theme, so stop hating on it.
I'm not hating on it. It's just, you know.
But we back on the vibe on air, live on Facebook.
Y'all know what I'm talking about out there on Facebook Live.
Yeesh.
Mr. D's, Butter, PJ. In the studio, we're going to have, well, we got comedian Mike Head, actor and comedian Mike Head. We also going to have NITA T. She going to be in the building in a little bit. We talking about breast cancer. We want y'all to call in. My aunt Wanda's supposed to call in. Hey, Joanne, what's going on? She said hey to the crew. We're going to do the Facebook shout-outs real quick because we got a lot of people viewing on Facebook right now. So I want to say shout out to Wanda Harris, Chantel Marie, Dre Walton. We got Miss Red, Sweet Baby Jackson, Bree Bands on, Joanne Stafford. Who you got?
That's her Facebook name.
Oh,
Yeah, that's their Facebook.
we got Angel Lewis.
Sweet
We
bread.
got
That
Bill
sounds like a
Coombs,
barbecue
Brandon
sauce.
Creighton, Damon Maxwell, Trina Parker. Hey, Trina. Ain't seen you in a while, boo. Ken Hollins, Aunt Sally Tucker, Damon Fan,
Damon fan.
Kim Vine. Oh yeah, Rashida,
Kim went to school with him.
Derek. You know Derek out there.
Oh, we got a call
Yeah, I
coming
know
in.
Derek.
Press the red light.
What's
No, the
up
other
to
side.
everybody? Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. No,
Okay.
press this.
It don't answer. Swipe. Just swipe. Just swipe. You on the air with the vibe? Who is this? Hello.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on? Who's
How
this?
you doing?
It's my Aunt Wanda, I think. Hey, Aunt
Hi,
Wanda.
Aunt Wanda.
Aunt
Thanks
Wanda.
for calling.
All right. So, Aunt Wanda, I want you to tell us about the situation you just had. You said you just lost a coworker this past Monday to breast cancer. She died on
Sorry
Monday.
to hear that.
So, I mean, was she like really suffering, or did you even know?
Actually, she retired a couple years ago, but yeah, she died Monday. So, but I didn't get the chance to talk with her or see her.
Do you know if it was sudden or was this a long battle?
First was I think a couple of months. She had been sick for a couple. Yeah, been sick for a couple of months.
Okay. Was she aware of it or was it kind of sudden?
Yeah, she was aware of it. But, sometimes people they find out they're sick and then their family and friends kind of draw away from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sad.
And
Is this your only experience that you've ever had with this, Aunt Wanda?
no.
Tell us about some of your other ones.
Actually, when I came down, now I'm at the post office, and we have a lot of cancer survivors out there now too. So
Okay. Well, thank you for calling.
Hi to my fellow postal worker.
Y'all don't work together. She don't know you.
Thank you for calling in, Aunt Wanda.
Whatever.
I appreciate you.
take care.
All right.
Have a
now.
good night. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick pause for the call since we back on YouTube now. We get the little things together. This is the vibe on air. Streaming live on YouTube late as hell. Mr. D's, the open mic king. PJ, Butter. We're going to come right back in a little bit. We got comedian and actor Mike Head in the building. And then we're going to have NITA T. She's going to be talking about her feature show coming up called What the Bleep Happened in Hip Hop. We're going to take a quick pause for the calls and we'll be back in a second. This is the vibe on air.
Is it?
And we back on the air. Mr. D's the open mic king. PJ, the evil butter. She said the N word is cussing.
Right now.
The vibe on air. And we back. We got Mike Head in the building. We're gonna jump into you in a second, but we got we talked about breast cancer. We gave out some good information. You got more information because you got a stack of papers over there like you
Papers, but I was gonna keep it brief because I didn't want to but I mean, if you want to know some warning signs, if you are, well, this is for men and for women also. I mean, warning signs will be in, lumps in the breast, hard knots, thickening in the breast, the chest, or the underarm area. It's usually painless, but it may get a little tender. So, if you're checking that and that's what you feel, dimpling, puckering, redness of the skin in the breast, changes in the size or the shapes, itchy, scaly, sore, rashy on the nipples. That must be when it's getting really bad. I need y'all to get that checked out.
Rash on the nipple.
Rashes on the nipples, nipple discharge, which is very rare.
Okay, all right. First off,
Hey, that's something important.
I understand that. I hope I'm not the one that finds that out, though. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that could be in men too. Those are also signs in men.
Did you
with
get what I
breast
meant by
cancer.
that?
So,
Like, the guy never wants to find out about the nipple discharge. It's just not really cool.
hey, I'm just saying. I mean, women deal with that.
If you get it, you might want to be worried about it. I'm just saying, as a man,
I don't-
I'm gonna be worried about some nipple
don't
discharge
understand what I'm
because if I got a
saying.
little shit coming out my shit looking like milk,
Both-
I'm gonna have a problem.
Both of y'all let that fly right over your head. I said the guy doesn't want to find out about the nipple discharge, meaning from the female. Do you
Go to
understand what I'm saying?
www.komen.org and they have different information. They have the symptoms. They have places you can go. We were. It's called overlooking.
Did y'all talk about like deodorant and stuff that men and women use?
There is some deodorant. I know that antiperspirant after long-term use has a big effect. So, but I don't have enough information to really. Yeah.
Say that again.
I would think so. I mean,
certain deodorants, certain antiperspirants do have a big effect on that.
Really?
Like in a negative way?
Yeah. Absolutely. After a while, yeah.
So like, man, I need to know because I mean,
That would give you some research. But I will
know.
definitely get some more information for you and tell you about it.
I've never researched it, but I stopped using antiperspirant a few years ago.
There's other natural deodorants that you can get and use that work.
See,
I wouldn't say just go.
Right. Don't go cold turkey.
Don't go free like
Please don't
some
go
people.
turkey.
Please don't.
I made that mistake.
I will not be able to.
I made that mistake and went cold turkey.
That's not gonna work. Powder does
Your
not
body-
cover it.
Your body has to adjust.
Please.
Cause I like like she was saying, the antiperspirant. It's unnatural, man. Like you using the antiperspirant because the antiperspirant in the deodorant or the stick is what makes you stop sweating. It's not natural not to sweat.
It can
Right.
change your
Clogging all
DNA.
your
It's a
pores.
change in your
Right.
DNA when you spray
You know
that shit
what I'm
on you.
saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
like you putting it on your skin and your sweat glands are not releasing whatever kind of toxins, you know what I mean? That's healthy for the body. So you put that stuff on. Sometimes that, like you put on antiperspirant. If I put it on now, I won't sweat for like a day and a half. Like you ain't funky for like a day and a half.
See, that's not good though.
And that's not
You
good.
just
That's
soak,
why
just stay in the
you're
house and
supposed
soak
to
in the water.
shower.
Just
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
You
So-
shower, but that's at the same time that's still like in your pores and in your system.
True.
You know,
if
for a
you're
long
at
period
work
of time.
and you're sweating,
Dion
or
Dye, what's up, Bear?
please don't be a sports player and be going cold turkey.
I mean, cause I used to put it
No.
on heavy, but what I found out was I was getting like, cause I wasn't sweating under there, I was getting like these hard knots underneath my armpits.
Yep.
I was getting these like hard, and I was like, man, it was kind of like painful.
They
And
come
so-
and go.
And they come and go.
They come
They're
and
like,
go, yep.
you feel like, man, what is that? So I stopped using it. I started using it's called Crystal deodorant, and it has no aluminum in it. It doesn't have it. It's just like it sounds kind of funny, but it got like chamomile and
My mom
lavender
uses
and
that.
like. And what it does, it just stops the odor causing bacteria. You still sweat,
Right.
but it just stops the bacteria that causes you to smell. So you still, and plus on the clothes side, like it don't make your clothes all yellow and funky underneath there. You know what I'm saying? It stopped doing that to all my shirts and stuff like that. So,
And what's it called again?
Yeah,
For some people that may want to know about that.
it's called Crystal. Now they have the one that the liquid form you can put it on. Then they have the kind that you kind of like wet it a little bit because sometimes like it comes in its most natural form. You can get like a rock. I think you can order them like off Amazon or some of these natural stores or whatever. You all you got it's like a rock. All you do is wet it and put it underneath your armpit.
And to anybody that's listening,
Crystal.
we're not saying don't do stuff. This is not an excuse for you not to wash your ass.
Please wash your ass, because you'll give me nostril cancer.
Yeah, don't be
Don't walk around.
No, things
There is an episode of Fat Albert that covers this whole situation, and my man said the reason that he didn't want to take showers was because he didn't want to interrupt his natural smell. Your natural funky ass.
Please interrupt that. Stop it.
Don't walk around funky.
Stop it altogether.
You need to shower
saying you fighting breast
I'm not
cancer.
saying put on like every powder there is and every, you know what I'm saying, but like, because I don't use a lot of heavy stuff. Like, I put on deodorant and I put on lotion and I'll put cologne on, but I'm not like a person. But I shower like at least twice a day. That's the type of person I am. But I do sweat.
People.
I feel myself, my armpits and everything. I feel it, and then I'm still like, okay, my deodorant was
wash the
sweating,
funkiness,
but I ain't stinking. You know what I mean?
A mark of the mark of true society is the smell of its denizens. If you stink, we think we in the jungle and shit. You smell like ass.
If you stink, I think you was in the jungle, not me.
Yeah,
I know
right.
You think you in the jungle because you be smelling like it smell like the jungle around you.
No, I'm like,
they funky as fuck.
Who was them jungle fuckers around me is what I
I have this phobia around stinky people that I think it's if you walk past me to be like
get on your
smoking
clothes
or
like
it's gonna
catfish.
smell like me. If you're too close to me and you stink,
Is it like, can you be that funky where the
the
funk come off and it be like a slime on you, be a funk slime on you?
If you hug,
And they get in your
my
clothes.
God, I hugged somebody that stank. Like this girl, she had some really horrible body
DJ
odor.
Chicago,
and I was
what's
like,
going on?
hey,
We have
what's
to-
up?
we
And
down
I gave her
here
a quick hug, and it stuck on me
at the
like.
vibe.
Oh boy.
And I was like,
The vibe
I gotta
on
go
air,
home.
baby.
Like that was a
You
nightmare.
gotta burn them clothes.
That was a nightmare, and I have a big fear of people smelling
And then,
like that.
Some people don't
Breath
realize
too.
after you funked up a shirt so much, especially the armpits.
Oh yeah.
Washing it don't take it away. It's like it's in there. You gotta get rid of that.
You gotta get
Yeah.
you
had
get
them
rid of
dark-
the
them
shirt.
dark
Yeah.
funk marks.
You ain't getting rid of the stain.
Or you
ain't
gotta
getting
put
rid of
some
the
ammonia
smell.
in it to get it
That's
out.
why, like they have things that cool your body, body powders that maybe aren't so heavy, but it keeps you cool. But
I
at
know
the same
there's some
time, it
powders
regulates
not
you. You know what I'm
good.
saying? I know you want to sweat, but there's some people you gotta understand. Your body odor just carries heavier than other people. Your pH balance, I said it. pH balance is different. Don't use this shit called Tussie. I'm gonna tell you a story about Tussie.
Who?
Tussie.
It's a deodorant called Tussie, and their slogan used to be.
You don't remember Tussie?
Tussie's slogan used
I
to
don't
be.
I never
Tussie.
used that. No.
It used to be so effective you could skip a day. You don't tell people.
Who
to skip
skips a
no damn
day? That
That's
means you're
what
not
supposed to say.
showering.
Man.
Exactly. Because when I don't care.
And you gotta wash it off.
That's it.
Exactly.
You gotta dip in there with your fingers.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
And I got a
no,
friend of
no,
mine
that
who
doesn't-
refuses to
That's
say
how
that
Tussie-
he
that's
used
how
it.
Tussie works.
But the shit don't work. Everybody's got a different pH balance.
Tussie.
Everybody's got different stuff they need to use. Figure it out. And please use it. Don't be in society.
Tussie.
tricking people.
Oh, please no.
You about to
Yeah.
Google Tussie? Is that-
I'm about to,
Please no.
I was thinking about it, but I'm
No,
not gonna do
and
it.
Mitchum was the one that said strong.
Oh,
cold,
Mitchum.
you can skip a day.
Mitchell be burning your
We don't wanna
armpit
skip
too.
a day. We don't want to skip a day.
You can't
Don't
skip
skip
a
a
day
day.
when
Yeah,
you're on natural
absolutely.
deodorant.
He said
Do
using
not
cologne or
skip a day.
perfume makes it worse. It really does make it worse. And you know what? It also has a lot to do with your like your health, how you eat, how you
True.
how
Drink
your
water.
how your,
Please
your
drink water.
lifestyle.
Drink water.
Because your pores pour out what you intake.
If
You know though, the funny thing is this was supposed to be about breast cancer.
It just.
But you know what? A
It's
lot
all-
of breast
it's all
cancer
related.
also has to do with healthy eating. It also has to do with the lifestyle and how your lifestyle goes can also affect. It's not just about genetics, but your lifestyle can affect that because a lot of things that you're doing and taking in your body
If you
is
pee
destroying a
gold
lot of
every
stuff.
time you pee, you need to drink some damn water.
You do need to drink a lot of water. You need to drink a lot of water anyway, folks. Please drink a lot of water.
Your urine shouldn't be that strong to where people can smell it in the other room. I'm sorry.
Oh my God! Ooh.
Yeah, just like
That's
yeah,
asparagus
you,
right there.
Yeah, you
The
need,
asparagus is horrible for that.
you need to, but you need to drink water, regulate. Don't eat so much of what you're eating. You know what I'm saying? Drink water. You have to drink water. I'm sorry. Jump in there and drink some.
We about to move along.
Please don't drink your bad
we gotta
water.
get
Don't
to our
jump in there and
segments.
drink it.
And
Don't
right
jump
about
in there and
now,
drink
it's time for my man
Please.
PJ to do his thing with
sports.
He could go all the way. 95 yards, 38.
And now, sports.
Fuck football. All right, the Cleveland Browns. Listen, let me explain something to you. We are having the baddest luck in the world. Did y'all see the game on Sunday? when my man Duke Johnson fumbled the ball, came up with the ball, and the referee still gave it to the other team. I'm still trying to figure this out. It's plain as day. This man is standing there holding the ball, and the referee is signaling this way, this way. How and the pile is over here. It's not like he snatched it away from somebody when the pile was. He fumbled the ball and recovered it and stood up and held it in the air, and the ref is on the pile doing this. And I'm like, oh God, this season. I'm not even gonna get stressed about it. We gonna get the number 1 pick in the NFL because right now, unless there's a miracle happening, we are 0-4, and it don't look like it's gonna get no better. We don't have any hopes of I want to say this, a real quarterback playing anytime soon. Josh Gordon screwed us again. He has definitely been suspended. The Browns cut ties with him. The best thing that we can do is just get better at whatever it is we can get better at, and hopefully we get a great draft pick in the draft and move forward because the Cleveland Browns look like crap right now. So I'm going to move past them. Odell Beckham Jr., I don't get it, dude. I really don't get it. Sports is about sports. If you're not winning, start winning. This guy came out and said he's just not having fun playing football right now. And I think, to me, that statement is like taking for granted what you're doing. You're not always going to be on a winning team every single year. You're not always going to win every single game. If you can't take or find anything fun about what you're doing when things aren't going 100%, meaning in a career like sports, I get it. You want to be a winner. But there's going to be times when your team's not winning. But if it's not fun to you anymore, you might need to reevaluate what you're doing. Because I know if I was making millions of dollars a year and just to catch a ball, and I mean, I had talent like that, I'm sorry, it'd still be fun because at the end of the day, look what I get to do. Look who I get to be around. Not just all about winning. Yeah, you want to win. I'm not saying don't want to be, but be a role model to these kids because what you're teaching these kids coming up is if you're not winning, then you're not. It's not worth it. And
you're a sore loser.
And I watch little league teams every week. My son plays football, and their team's undefeated, so they have a lot of fun. But when they first started out and they were losing scrimmages, they were still having fun. They still have the innocence of the game. You don't want kids watching these players on TV and learning it the bad way. So I think he should maybe come out and say something, or please, be a role model to these kids, at least in that aspect of it. Basketball season is starting up. Preseason, the Cavs just blew Orlando Magic out, and as I suspected, Kyrie Irving did not play. Rest was the reason why. The coach came in and stated that he already had worked out a game plan to rest players, including LeBron James. Most times on the road during the preseason, we have, I think, the majority of our games at home, so he'll play players at home, but he's going to give them that rest. I think it's very, very vital at this stage of LeBron's career. Kyrie, with him coming off a major injury last year, playing all the time that he played, including the Olympics, he needs to be rested. So it's great to be able to see some of these rookies and some of these new guys get into the mix anyway, because that's what preseason is really about. You don't need LeBron to play in the preseason other than a couple of quarters to get tuned up, get adjusted to the guys, maybe something new, maybe some new schemes. But these guys already know what they're doing. They know what they have. Just to knock the rust off of them. Don't risk injury for a long season that we hopefully plan on having. So it was good to see him get out there and play. And get a big win. Like I said, the Cavs, I think, have the best chance in the East this year. Hold me to it, but that's just the way I feel. I watched the Golden State Warriors, and I saw Kevin Durant for the first time in that uniform, and it just looked awkward. I mean, they did that thing. They were like blowing out the Clippers or whatever, but it just looks really weird to see that lineup that way. It just, I don't know. It's just not working for me. It's really not working for me. But that is what the game of sports is about. I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I think I might have talked about Kevin Garnett possibly coaching. They're still talking about it. It's still up in the air about him coming to become a coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I just don't see, because Kevin Garnett is a very boisterous, very strong, opinionated person, and he spits when he talks. So players really gonna have.
Oh, that is horrible. Watermouth.
He spits when he talks, man. So listen,
Watermouth is the worst. Please wipe your mouth.
I'm just trying to get some umbrellas or something, on the sideline, because he spits when he talks. So the Cavs offered David Blatt a ring. Did y'all hear about that? The Cavaliers offered David Blatt a championship ring, and which he is accepting it. I think it's a good gesture. He coached, and to no offense on his part, this dude had one of the hardest types of coaching jobs there was. To come to the Cleveland Cavaliers the first year LeBron James comes back, and to have the team that he had that started off with some chemistry issues, and then they revamped part of the team mid-year. Then going into the playoffs, we were doing great, and you lose two of your biggest players, and you still go to the finals and push one of the better teams in basketball to a 4-2 series in the finals. Was actually outstanding, and in the next year, he was actually doing good. We get a blowout loss, I think, on Christmas, and then next thing you know, they replace him. Upper management thought that it was time to make a change, and no fault. I don't think it was any fault of David Blatt. I think if he would have been there, I think we still would have gotten there. Who knows? But he took the firing with stride. He's over in, I want to say, Italy or somewhere coaching right now, so they did offer that ring, and he is going to accept it. I think he deserves it. They also offered Ernest Verja, and he still is undecided. I get why they did it with him. He was traded. He was an 11-year veteran, and he stuck with us. He stayed and played when LeBron left, and we weren't winning games. He's been there for a long time. So the Cavs, when they traded him, it was just one of those things like, hey, we needed to get better. We needed some depth at a different position. We needed a different type of player. Thing is when they traded him, he left the team they traded him for when he got released, and he went and signed with Golden State, which is kind of like a kick in the ass because you didn't really have to go there. But again,
Suck a move.
I mean,
Suck a move.
he wanted his opportunity at winning the championship. The funny thing is he went to the NBA Finals 2 years in a row with one team, both teams that played me, he lost both years. It's like you were on the team at the wrong time. See, if it would have been reversed, he could have been on Golden State, won, and came here and won. But anyway, so instead of getting 2 rings, he got none. So, baseball playoffs are starting. Indians got the Red Sox 5-game series. They are actually giving the Red Sox the first game on the line. That has a lot to do with the pitching. But I think the Indians are going to pull this out. I'm giving us a 3-1 series in this situation. I think the first game is tomorrow, or is it today? No, is it today?
Today.
It's today. I think they're playing right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, they're playing right now.
So shout out to the Indians. Go Indians. Go Indians. Keep going.
Yay. So excited. So excited. So more excited.
So, just in tying this into sports, did y'all hear about LeBron James and supporting Hillary Clinton? He came out and said his family supports Hillary Clinton. He's supporting Hillary Clinton. That's a big endorsement. People don't realize how big his voice is. LeBron says things and does things, and people follow him. Whether it's youth, whether it's older people, to have somebody like that stand behind you is a big, big deal. Now all you just need is Jay-Z to jump on, and she's gonna win. The other thing too is, and this is part of my entertainment portion of this section. Did you watch Empire?
No.
The whole cast of Empire came out and supported Hillary Clinton. They basically said that Donald Trump last night. Yeah, they or the other night.
I did miss it. It's recorded. I gotta go watch it.
Now, to a person like me who looks at Empire as a watered down show, yeah, but the masses that watch that show, that is powerful. To sit there, there's people all across this country are watching Empire right now because it's a musical, and that's what people like to see.
Right.
So for them to come out and support, that is a big, big deal. And that leads me to the entertainment part, like I was saying. I kind of watched Empire, and this is what I'm going to say about it. It's like the same thing over and over again. You got this plot of these people that's so unreal. Because they're killing people and nobody's saying anything about it. Nobody can touch them. You got Lucius' brother-in-law is an FBI agent that's investigating them, and he stuck a teddy bear in his house with some video recording equipment. Lucius done married.
I thought that was his stepbrother.
No, it was his half-brother.
Yes, his half-brother.
So Lucius done married his son's baby mama, who used to be his fiance, so she don't have to testify, and they trying to prove all this other kind of stuff. So basically what happens is somebody gets, some drama happens, then they sing about it, and then the drama kind of subsides, but then all of a sudden, boom, 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 there's it could come back type of situation. The bipolar brother that lost his wife because she went crazy, went after the Lucius's ex-baby mama, whatever you want to call it, went over there. This shit is so unreal. But people sit there and watch it. I just be like this, like.
That's why, because it's entertainment. That's
not,
all it is. It's a freaking movie.
See,
for them, it's entertainment.
This is the difference between entertainment.
It's not a reality show.
Power is entertainment. Power, even though it's not 100% real, Power is entertainment. This is a musical.
I don't have time. Mine's get recorded, and I haven't had time.
People that show up on this show, I'm gonna tell you who trying to revive their careers. Because last night I was watching it.
I heard Mariah Carey was.
Mariah Carey was on there. What's Master P's little funky son that don't do that? Romeo was on there.
Is he still doing commercials for ICU College or something like that?
Did they shut down? No, that was the other college. I'm sorry.
He was.
But
ICP College, St. Cloud Posse College.
like, hey, what that somebody said? Somebody was on Facebook one time talking about yeah, you know, texting a girl, and the girl texts back, oh, I gotta go to school tomorrow. He said, oh, for real, you can't come out? Oh, what school you go to? She's an ICP. He said, be able to get your ass over here. He go, I ain't no real school. But anyway, this Empire thing is a musical, okay, with black people in it. It's what it is. You got these people, and when it first started out, it was supposed to be such a big hit, but it's so saturated and watered down and so commercial. If you are an entertainer, like a rapper or a musician, and you show up on that show, to me, you're trying to resurrect your career, and it's really bad.
But that's like Dancing with
But
the
you
Stars
know what?
and all the
Dancing with the Stars is totally different. That's entertaining because it's dance.
But you know what's funny?
It's tackling something that you've never done before.
I ain't never watched an episode of
What
Empire,
it
so I don't
is,
give a
okay,
fuck.
so you take a person who's an actual dancer and you pair them up with an entertainer who might be okay, but they're not really a dancer, and they learn they get to learn how to dance. Actually, dance. It's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually entertaining. I'd rather watch that than watch the basketball bitches of Houston or whatever comes
Basketball
on TV.
Wives and shit.
That shit annoys the hell out of me.
I don't like
Bunch of
the
chicks
reality
fuck the
shows.
basketball player
All
getting
these
shot.
privileged women who ain't got nothing to worry about other than who's saying what about
They
this.
have drama.
Going on trips to Switzerland because this, that, and the third, and all they want to do is have drama. Please, I got more things to do. I watch reruns is what I do. Urkel makes me laugh still.
But you know what? There's a big viewing for it.
Drama is what sells.
Right. So it's like I said, it's entertainment because it's entertaining someone.
Reality shows.
It's made up drama too because a lot of it is not even real.
Well, of course it's not. But just like a lot of people's life isn't real. I mean, people fake their life right now. They're buying fake purses, fake shoes. Guys are buying fake watches and fake jewelry, and they're going and buying this cheap shit, and they're sitting there trying to keep up with the Joneses, and they get fake followers of people that wish they had this life, and so that is entertainment for them. It absolutely is.
Was Run's house because shout out to Run's daughters. That's what I'm gonna say, and that's it.
Chris Duden said showing all black women can do is be ghetto. I agree. Like I said, the key word is the degradation of black folks.
Some of these women have
degradation of black folks.
Some of them have talent and they're smart. They have businesses, but then you get on TV and you want to show, that's what makes you want to attract you. Like I see one, I'm like, I wouldn't want to holler at her. You see what she just did? That's not really her. Well, that's the side of her I saw. That's like you walk up to somebody and when you first meet them, the first thing that come out their mouth, bitch, fuck you, and they had ghetto as fucking. This is like, I don't want to fuck with her, but she might be a totally different person. That's what we see. So when we spread the butter, that's not what we're going to see.
We're going to move on to the next segment, which is mine, I guess. I got to do it.
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude. She Russian. Girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. I am not the one, boo-boo. You said what? Pull my baby.
The ratchet nose.
Oh, some shoes.
Was it the shoe? No, that wasn't. That was when the girl's shoes were too big. Anyway.
Well, today in Ratchet News,
no.
I got two stories right now. One of them is in Salem, New Hampshire. A Salem mother is charged with endangering the welfare of a child, turning herself in on Sunday. Police say Amy Lynn Boehm, so you know she white, 27, turned herself in to Salem police. She is charged with 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child and 1 count of allowing an improper person to operate a vehicle after she gave her 7-year-old daughter permission to go outside and start the car. She let her 7-year-old daughter go start the car. That's the first thing. The 7-year-old was able to shift the car into reverse, and the car began to move backwards until it ran over her 2-year-old sister, who had gone outside with her. The police said Bowen was not outside at the time and came to help the daughter when she heard the 7-year-old scream for help. The toddler was taken to Lawrence General Hospital after being flown to Boston Children's Hospital with injuries to her leg, chin, and scalp. She also has some bruises along the right side of her rib cage and her upper arm. Now, here's the question that I gotta fucking pose. Let me get my Facebook people here. Fuck was he doing? 7-year-old. You don't let a 7-year-old start no motherfucking car.
Here's the second question. Why was a 2-year-old outside with a 7-year-old?
What the fuck?
What was she doing behind the car?
What the fuck?
Outside. Why was she outside?
What the fuck?
You know what? I bet you they check her Facebook. I bet you her ass is on Facebook.
She let a 7-year-old go outside and start the car. And I understand the 7-year-old is a 7-year-old. They gonna be inquisitive and want to play. She put the car in reverse. You gave her the keys to the car first to start
I don't let my 14-year-old start up my car.
A 2-ton vehicle.
Crack.
That's dumb.
Well, you know what? As many people have been getting caught on meth and stuff lately, I would not be surprised. I absolutely would not be
She
surprised.
wasn't on meth.
They've been finding
She
people
wasn't on meth.
on
She
the
just a bad
curb,
mother.
passed out on the curb in the car. It's like a lot of. It's been a lot of people found in the car overdosing on meth.
In the backseat though. What was she thinking? She gave the keys to the kids.
She gave the keys.
This was a totally.
She might have been sitting in the house on meth.
This was a situation that was totally avoidable. The kid didn't steal the keys.
She might have been on something.
She gave the kid the keys. Here's what should happen. If you're on drugs, don't have keys to a car.
But if you're on drugs, do you really think about that?
Let
me take drugs responsibly.
She wasn't on drugs.
That's on you.
She wasn't on drugs. This was a rational woman who gave her 7-year-old daughter.
Not rational.
It was not rational. It's really insane. But she gave a 7-year-old baby girl.
So she's not rational. Obviously, she's mental.
And then got your other child fucked up. That's dumb.
She's obviously mental.
2-year-olds don't go outside.
That's dumb.
That's dumb. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
On to the next story. Wait a minute, my dude Chris Duden said, well, not my dude, but I learned very young driving the car. Most boys have to be had by their father too, but not at 7. Not at 7.
Let you drive the car at 7.
Come on.
Yeah, you sit on your lap.
And if you knew
you
how
don't
to
drive
the
the car on
at 7,
your
congratulations.
He didn't teach me
but
how to start.
Obviously, this child didn't know nothing about starting the car. She started the car and put the car in reverse and ran over her little sister. And the mother went nowhere around.
It don't
The
take
guy.
for a kid to emulate you. You know how kids learn how to do shit? They watch you. So, yeah, the kid knew how to start the car, because how many times the kid sitting there watching, stick the kid in there. I bet you right now you go find any 5-year-old that's rode with their parents. You can see, they say, how do you start a car? You put the key in, you turn it. That's what they're going to do.
You know the last time I seen some shit like this? It was on Family Guy when Stewie started the car and drove Brian's car all around and tore up the streets.
Well, I mean,
This was Family Guy shit.
a dog has a car, so.
This was Family. Yeah, the dog got a car though.
She watched Family Guy too. She probably was watching it.
But hold on, this is more ratchet news than just that, because that's just fucked up. But I had to tell you the more serious shit, then I go to the lighter shit. The one-eyed bandit, Fetty Wap, says that he took $165K in cash to a New Jersey municipal court where he admitted to charges including driving with tinted windows and suspended license. 25-year-old rapper whose name is Willie Maxwell II was ordered to pay $360 of fines. The Patterson native appeared in Cedar Grove court on Wednesday with wads of cash sticking out of his pockets. Maxwell also pled guilty to failing to replace lost, destroyed, or defaced license plates and a false burglar alarm that went off at his home more than twice. Maxwell's attorney says his client has applied for medical exemption for the tinted windows. He says Maxwell, who's blind in one eye because a childhood affliction, has glaucoma.
Why?
Nigga balling, you can't deny the nigga balling. But
that's not balling. That's stupidity.
That's stupid. You got your whole.
That's not even impressive.
$165,000. You thought that's what it was going. There's things called cash rich. If you need that much money at a court, they're not gonna take it.
Y'all missing the obvious funny shit to the story. This is the more funny shit.
Put it on a card.
His lawyer had to file for medical exemption because he got glaucoma. You see, the motherfucker only got one eye. You ain't gotta do no. You have to file for some shit like they didn't see the shit. He should have had that on his driver's license in the first motherfucker.
Legally, you do, so that it's in the system. I didn't know you could drive like
that. Got me upset a little bit.
I didn't know you could drive like this. I thought you had to have both eyes. Like, so what if something come on your blind
eye? No, people with a patch.
So is this your blind eye? No, I'm saying you shouldn't be able to. I'm sorry.
People with a patch can drive.
Everybody out here that listen.
It's people with
if
one eye that can drive.
One leg,
you still got sight. Your depth perception is different, but you can still see sight line.
Motherfucker, I can't see this over here.
But that's not what he was. He didn't go to court because he had an issue.
You see what I'm saying?
He went to court because he was driving with tint, and he had issues with his burglar alarm because they kept going off. So he was like, it was shit like that. It wasn't the fact that he couldn't drive. It's the fact though that this motherfucker took $165,000 to go pay the $360 fine.
Somebody should have robbed him. First off, number two.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
It's
coming. It's coming. It's
you
definitely
don't.
coming.
No, he just had to go pay it, but he went to court. He wanted to fight it, I guess.
When you're driving,
if you have somebody with you, why didn't he?
I bet any amount of money you do this. And once you take your head, that's wrong. If you're taking a driver's test, you can't do this shit. Who gave a driver's test to this dude?
If you have a patch, you could drive with a patch.
It shouldn't be.
You could drive with one leg.
You can
One leg ain't got shit to do
one arm.
Slick Rick
You
drove
do have
around
to
with a
have
patch on his eye all the
steering
time.
wheel eventually.
He
But
told
if you
children
lose control
stories.
of your steering wheel, you're able to grab it with 2 hands.
I don't use both my feet when I drive, so one leg don't mean nothing. I use one foot. Do you drive with both feet? You don't fuck stuff up.
Well, when I'm holding my steering wheel with my knee, I drive like this.
Time out. Did y'all hear that? When she's holding don't
See?
fucking drive nowhere
See?
near her. See, people like you one of them texting people, ain't you?
No.
Listen.
And further ratchet news, we got the bootleg movie review.
Oh shit.
And I downloaded Captain America, the Civil War. That movie was dope as fuck.
I love Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America was
But
awesome.
here's my thing that I'm debating on.
Right.
Marvel versus DC comic movies.
I don't fucking care.
It was good.
I'm not a big fan.
Marvel versus DC comic movies. Which one's killing right now? Because DC comic movies are
Avengers.
good. They coming up with all the good stories, but Marvel movies are more intricate. As you see, like the Captain America movies and the Iron Man movies, they have more detail. They tell the story better. They have more drama to it.
Raw.
But the DC movies are kind of pushed along. They moving quicker. They move through the story quicker.
Yeah.
That Captain America, because it's like reintroducing Spider-Man all over again. You're bringing out new characters. You're bringing out the Black Panther.
See, that confuses me because when you bring Spider-Man into that movie, and I go watch Spider-Man, these two motherfucking Spider-Mans ain't got shit to do with each other. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 ain't had nothing to do with
That's why
Spider-Man.
it's a relaunch.
But see, you relaunch it, and then you go back and they're going to make Spider-Man 4, and it's like, well, fuck, what the hell?
Well, that's what they're just telling
Where's Mary Jane?
They coming out with a new Spider-Man now with the
You're
new
just
Spider-Man
telling another part of his
Captain
life.
America.
They don't show his
See, the whole thing is they trying to go into
Right.
the Secret War story. If you ever follow the comic books, which I did, you see where they going. They trying to go into Secret Wars where they fight Thanos for the Infinity Stones, and they go into outer space and they're Carnage.
Spider-Man disappears a lot of times, so you never know.
I'm just saying, it was a dope movie. It was a good movie to download. If you go download it, tell them that D sent you. And that was the ratchet news.
Oh, one more thing too, by the way. For all y'all that don't think this shit really happened to Kim Kardashian and it was a publicity stunt, I don't think so.
Who cares?
She got. I mean, because it was serious. I mean,
Do you care about Kim Kardashian?
It's not about Kim Kardashian.
Is she okay?
This is what somebody said.
Is she okay?
Why are you so sore?
Kimmy.
Oh my gosh.
This is what was said.
Oh no.
When the robbery supposedly happened, that it could have. Oh, how would that happen? And she's supposed to have the security, this, that, the third. But these people dressed up. You're in France. Number one, they dressed up as police officers. Number two, so when they came to the door, yeah, you gonna fucking let them in. This kind of shit really happens in the world, and they knew. Oh, how would they know where they were at? It was public record. I mean, they was talking about they stayed there and all this other kind of stuff. See, this is what the hate is over here. White girls mad because I'm talking about Kim Kardashian, and she don't like her for some reason because she got a big booty.
I just don't care.
But that's
What are we
the
gonna
thing.
hold a moment of silence for Kim's life?
It's not about a moment
she's so
for
special.
anybody's life. Black Lives Matter and so do
She
whatever
means
she
so
is.
much.
The whole thing to my point.
Let's hold a
to what
moment
I'm
of silence for
saying
Kim
is-
Kardashian.
Here's my point to what I'm saying.
Do you want to find out when she's gonna get pregnant again?
See, that's what I'm talking about. This is my point to what I'm saying. Who the fuck would set something up like that? That's unreal. I'm sorry.
It's the funny part to me is when you go
He's
on
upset.
Facebook
He's
and
hurt.
and everybody talk
Let's
about
find Kim
Kanye. You
Kardashian,
heard
get
about
him
Kim?
on the phone.
He's like, who did it? And they like some niggas in Paris.
Right. But Kanye left and he went out there, whatever. He rescheduled part of his tour. First off, these two motherfuckers don't need no publicity. She sneeze, she get publicity. So that shit is crazy though. You think this shit don't happen till you go to another country and you are somebody of notoriety. When you are outside of the United States of America and you are a known person, watch your ass because they will set you up, they will kill you, they will kidnap you, they will rob the fuck out of you. And that was the smartest thing somebody could do. They knew she was gonna have jewelry and some type of money. Of course they ain't gonna kidnap her because it's Kim Kardashian. Where the fuck would you hide her? But guess what? We going up in here because they don't know we ain't the police because they not from over
Was
here.
her daughter with her?
No, the kids were with Kanye. So we know that you're who you are, and we gonna get, and we gonna bounce the fuck up out of it. They tied her ass up and they left. That shit is crazy.
Hi.
But for people who don't believe
Nita
it
T in the
happens,
building.
trust
in
and
the
believe.
building.
When
Hey,
you go to other
Nita.
countries, they tell you.
Hey.
Nita T, nice to lay. How you doing?
They tell you in other countries.
That's all right. We behind anyway. They still talking.
They tell you when you go to other countries, when you're from America as a tourist, to watch yourself because people will set you up and rob you. They do it all over the place. So, yeah, she was in a secluded area. Yeah, she was in a rich area. But there's people who target that kind of shit. They do it here. So that's all I wanted to bring up.
We're going to move on to the next section because we short on time. We got these guests here that need to get their time because we invited them. But we're going to move on to butter section, which has to do with some positive shit.
Be the change you wish to see in the world. You can make the difference.
Why about
Ordinary people like you and me
hater?
making a positive difference in the world by practicing paying it forward.
So I'm going to keep this brief, obviously, because I get the shorter time. Since we were on the subject of breast cancer, I'm going to highlight the Susan G. Komen. So why Susan G. Komen? So what I'm just going to do is give you some brief information about Susan G. Komen. They transformed how the world treats and talks about the disease of cancer, of breast cancer mostly. They do support and serve over 60 countries worldwide. So I'm just going to give you some brief facts. The combination of science and education and direct help to people facing breast cancer has led 37% decline in mortality from 1990 to 2013. So that's really big, and that's a lot of stuff that Susan G. Komen does. They help fund more breast cancer research than any other nonprofit organization. They have raised over $889 million to date, second only to the U.S. government. So they do focus on supporting those resources like uninsured, low-income women and men unable to access care. So if you need help, definitely want to reach out to Susan G. Komen because they want to help you. They also educate. They work in the communities and centers and churches and clinics to educate people about breast cancer, to make people aware of signs and symptoms of breast cancer, and connect them with resources they need to help. So once again, I'm going to call out a phone number. It's 1-800-GO-KOMEN, KOMEN, to provide help and support for anyone who wants to need any help or want more information about breast cancer. I think I did a website. The website was komen.org, or also other websites will be American Cancer Society, which is www.cancer.org, or National Cancer Society, which is cancer.gov. So that is basically what we're doing. We're just going to highlight Susan G. Komen. And I did give out the information earlier, so there's no need to keep on that subject. There's all my paperwork. Y'all happy I got my papers out the way? Because they was hating because I was prepared today. But since I was on the subject of being prepared, I did go get some seats because there were some things that was irritating me. As always, I was coming out of work. Well, I was trying to leave work. And there's always that one butthole that wants to walk in when you're closing, like they're always rushing, but you know good and damn well that you come here all the time. If you're one of those people that want to come in, dumb ass down. Please do. They come in the job when you're closing and want to act like that you rushing all the time, but you're not prepared. You're never prepared, and you want to look around and take your damn time. Please do. Please sit your ass down. Don't bother me. Don't come to my job harassing me. I would like to go home too, just like you. While I was driving home, I was in traffic, and those people that want to honk the horn as soon as the light turns, do you honk the horn as soon as the damn light turns and do not give me time to even put my foot on the gas? Your dumb ass Please do.
I'm just
Please have several seats.
When you was going home driving and you was in traffic, I would hope you was in traffic driving home.
Your dumb ass. You know what the hell I mean? A lot of traffic. I was in airspace, like go gadget. Your dumb ass down. Please do not be one of those buttholes that honk the damn horn as soon as the light turn. Like I seen the light damn turn. Shoot. If you probably one of them drivers too to get people road rage. You one of the ones that get in the lane. Sit your dumb ass down. And slow down and put on your brakes. I be trying to. Like you be rushing and jump in front of somebody. You just go get out the car and go have several seats. Get out the car.
I be trying to hit your car.
Please get the hell out the car and go have several seats.
I don't give a fuck.
Or you do what?
I'll hit your car to move you out my way.
You probably one of them buttholes that be walking across the damn street after somebody let you go and walk slow as hell. Roll your ass out the way and go have dumb ass down. Just move.
And wait for the light and then don't turn on red because you going straight. You should have stayed there at the left.
Like, please. No, that's not me. I know how to drive. I know how to drive. Absolutely. And this clown situation, all y'all clowns go sit your ass down. Please.
Makeup on, better watch out too, because y'all look like.
I'm going to tell you now, if a clown come my way, he going to get shot.
Please, y'all clowns, sit your ass down. Somebody's going to get shot. Somebody's going to get a couple people did already get their ass whooped. Please stay the hell away from me and my damn kids.
I don't think there's going to be no clowns on Kinsman, so I ain't worried about that.
Hey, you never know. You never know. And all you heifers that think you so good at makeup, that be putting on all that extra stuff, we can't tell who the hell you are. You two different people. You got two different personalities. You're not good at makeup. You're a party artist. Dumb ass down. Go do a clown party. Okay? Go do a kids party. Thank you very much. Sit all your asses down. Have all the seats. Under the seat. Sit under the seat. Hide your face. Please.
Oh, that was butter. She telling you motherfuckers sit down. You better
sit your ass down.
Sit your
out the way. Get out the way.
Down. Oh man, we about to take a quick pause for the cause. We got Mike Head and Anita T in the building. This is the Vibe on Air, streaming live on YouTube right now and on Facebook. We got the music now. See, I had to let my computer run. It had a bunch of updates going. I just got it clean. A bunch of updates.
Wow, you said update.
What is that? What is that? Like you a grammar teacher or something?
I said when you fuck a word, it sounds out, so I hear you.
We'll be back in a little bit. We're going to hop into this interview with Mike Head. Then we're going to hop in with Anita T. She's here to talk about what the bleep happened to hip-hop. He's here to talk about his movie and acting career and all this stuff that he's doing. This is The Vibe on Air. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, The Vibe on Air. Let's go. If you're on Facebook, we still gonna be on. We're just not gonna be paying attention to your ass.
We should play some music on
I'm going to play this down. And it's doing some crazy stuff now. So they still see us and we're still on right now. It's frozen.
iPod. Play on your iPod.
Huh? Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're tuning in, make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. We need your support. The Vibe on Air support. Subscribe. Mike Head, we're going to get your phone and make you subscribe. Nita T, you're going to subscribe.
Y'all subscribe already on YouTube? The Vibe on Air.
Shout out to my homies out in the Akron, the Ghetto Nerds. I see y'all out there doing y'all show. Streaming live on iTunes and wherever else y'all doing y'all show at. Shout out to Akron. Okay. This has been difficult. It's a lot of technical difficulties going on in the Vibe on Air today. But you know, we'll make do.
These are so good.
Shout out to all the thumbs up coming through on Facebook.
The business. You know what else is good? Spinach dip. Pour that.
Ordinary people like you and me can positive difference change you wish to see in the world? You can make a difference. Ordinary people like you and me making a positive difference in the world by practicing paying forward.
We back on the air. The vibe on air. It's a lot of strange technical difficulties. I think my software haunted. It's alright though. It'll be fixed next week because I'm gonna get that Mac. We back on here. We got comedian Mike Head in the building. We gonna start with him, and I'm about to stop this. We gonna stop the music. Yeah, I don't know how my shit is skipping and it's digital. It don't make no sense. This is the first time we'd had this problem though. We ain't never had no problems like this yet.
Well, that was the first time for everything. We get through it.
I think my computer guy put a virus when he took out the virus. He put a different virus in this bitch. It's called he put the scratch on here because my shit like chopped and screwed and shit. But right now we're gonna talk to Cleveland native. I think.
Yeah.
He doing this thing on the comedy side. A funny dude. He act. He wears short shirts with his arm. They only come halfway down his arm and shit. Y'all will give it up to the one and only Mr. Mike Head.
Yeah.
I would play some applause for you, but
I
would play some applause, but it's acting funny.
They just gave me the coming to American clap. That's what they just did.
That's right. Give it up.
You get the regular ass clap today. You don't get the good digital clap because something's wrong.
Mike Head and nobody claps.
So what's going on with you, Mike Head, man?
Not much, man. I'm chilling, man. I mean, what you want to know?
Tell us about your humble beginnings. Tell us about what got you started, what you're doing, what you've done before that, what high school you went to. What's your people name?
My people name. I went to Chanel, but before that, I was in the Bedford school system, and then my mom switched me, took me out of Bedford, sent me to Chanel. My grades wasn't good. Was talking in class, all that kind of stuff.
You get a lot of whoopings?
Yeah, I did. I was the youngest, so I was always trying to get attention.
And how did that make you feel?
How did that make me feel? It hurt. That's what happened. I was
did it scar your psyche?
He said, did it mess with my psyche?
You did it scar your psyche?
Nah, it did. It did. I mean, at first, my brother and my sister used to save me from a lot of whoopings, because they knew I was trying to get attention. Like none of my cousins, my brother and sister, ain't nobody want to hear my jokes. I always wanted to dance and crack jokes in front of people, but nobody wanted to listen. And then eventually I got frustrated, and then I would do something stupid, and then that was a whooping coming right around the corner.
So that's what made you want to do comedy? Like what really inspired you, or who inspired
whoopings
you?
made you want to do comedy?
You know what? I was a huge Sinbad fan when I was growing up.
See, shout out.
I was a huge Sinbad.
Get that dude.
I loved Sinbad.
Sinbad is funny.
He is funny.
I was an Eddie Murphy fan. I used to sneak and watch Eddie Murphy because my dad used to watch him, but he used to close the bedroom door, so I would be in the crack of the door watching. You know what I mean? That was my first taste of comedy. But I never wanted to do comedy. I never wanted to act. I was playing ball. You know what I mean? And running track in high school and stuff like that. I used to play the piano, I used to play the drums and stuff, but I put all that stuff aside because it wasn't cool, So I started playing sports, but I wasn't like a star, you know what I mean? So I wanted to play ball. I was like, God gave me this height for a reason, blah, blah, blah. And so I really wasn't playing a whole lot in high school, went to college, and I walked on at Alabama A&M, and then me and the coach got into it, got kicked off the team.
Did you fight the coach?
No, I wanted to.
You free well him. Go ahead and touch him. You free well the coach.
No,
I wanted to for real, but I went to Shaw University and walked on there and did 2 years, and then after I stopped playing basketball, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, man. I still was trying to go overseas. I couldn't get it out of my system, and then my boy approached me at work about 2005. He was just like, man. Because I was always imitating people, doing impressions and stuff like that. He was like, man, go to improv. They got classes down there. And it was only 4 weeks. pay $150. You go down there, they help you write like 5 minutes of material, and then they have like a graduation night. All your friends and family come out and stuff like that. And then that was my first time doing comedy. I didn't want to do it. I just was bored. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and I was just like, what I got to lose? And I did it. And the first time I did it, surprisingly, it was pretty good. Not trying to pat myself on the back, because if I sucked at it, I probably wouldn't have did it again. Like if I would have did bad that night, I probably wouldn't have picked up a mic again.
So what was your worst experience ever doing comedy? Like, what was your worst show? What is the most embarrassing moment that you had doing comedy?
Hold on, I owe you something first. Never mind. It'll play in a minute. It's doing what it wants. It's supposed to. That was the applause. That was the applause. It's
for those of you watching,
in the middle of him talking,
I still have not. There it is.
Oh my God! I told you
it's skipping.
It's skipping.
My computer got a stutter worse than me.
Then it's gonna say, "Sit your ass down." Probably.
I mean, boy.
But go ahead. What was the question, Butter? What was the better question?
What was the most embarrassing moment or your worst experience doing comedy?
I have two. I've had a bunch of embarrassing moments as a comic. You gotta have tough skin, because you will go home and cry and want to quit all the time. When I first did the Cleveland Improv, I was opening for Michael Collier. Y'all know who Michael Collier is.
Yeah, right. Funny guy.
So that was my first time doing an urban audience. Everybody been to the Cleveland Improv. That's Cleveland's urban club. Hilarities is totally different, demographic. And so that was
Butter's type of people.
That's so wrong. That was my first time doing the improv. There was a lot of black people in there. And I got on stage and I was telling some real corny jokes. And they was looking at me like, who is this dude? And nobody was laughing. And I had to do this. And that was my first time. I was hyped. And I had to do a Thursday show to Sunday show. By Thursday night, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I was like, I don't want to come back Friday. I can't do this for the rest of the weekend and not have these people not laughing at me. So by the end of the weekend, I just was like, Michael Collier was telling me, he was like, man, you got to cuss more. You got to, you got to like liven your setup a little bit. So the next time I did it, I think I was with Bruce.
Oh, he's funny.
And so I opened up for him and just was like, started cussing and just doing all kind of crazy stuff on stage. Because I didn't know, I was still trying to find my voice, you know what I'm saying? So, and then my second most embarrassing moment was I was in the Dominican Republic performing. And it was a whack setup. We was in a club, like in a dance club. They was having a comedy show first. Mm-hmm. Luke from 2 Live Crew was sitting right behind me.
Oh, wow.
Watching, right? And I was the first dude. The MC didn't even tell any jokes to get the crowd warmed up, right? Oh, yeah, he just said, all right, y'all ready? Mike Head, give it up for Mike Head. I come on stage and start telling jokes. People drinking, they dancing. And nobody was listening. It was one chick way in the back of the room who was laughing. That was it. One chick.
She was drunk.
Luke was sitting behind me looking at me like, who is this dude? And then I was just like, you know what? That's my time. I was up there a total of 3 minutes. Wow. I was supposed to do 15. I told the people, I was like, you ain't even got to pay me. I was like, I'm not about to stand up there and make a fool of myself. And I put down the mic on the stage and I walked off. Wow. I was like, I'm out.
That's crazy. While they were dancing?
Yeah, while they were dancing, talking, some of the people was paying attention.
I mean, why would they have
that wasn't meant for comedy though. That really wasn't meant for comedy.
That's crazy.
That's a place that don't know how to do a comedian, and they just wanted. Somebody just thought, hey, let's get a comedian in this
club. No distractions when you up there.
It was in a club, just like
they probably had all the TVs on too, did they?
Man, I can't even remember. It was just like people were still coming in. It was like D Woods. She was sitting in the front from Making a Band. She was sitting right there. She was talking to all her girls, and people, they were serving drinks. It was in the, like, if you go into the, like,
was they walking across you and shit?
Yeah, it was people sitting on stage. I told you, Luke was sitting behind me, and there was probably like 5 or 6 people just sitting behind me in like fold out chairs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On stage.
So we talked about some of the bad, which is fucked up. But let's talk about some of the good shit you've done. What's some good shit you've done? What's bringing you to your level?
I think that kind of like turned the corner for me a little bit. Still, was the American Black Film Festival. That happened in 2013. Nobody really knew my name, and you always trying to find a way through, of course, like how the times is now with social media and stuff like that, trying to find a way to just put your name out there. And so that was the first year they was doing a comedy contest, and I just happened to look on American Black Film Festival site, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I didn't have any stand-up video of me performing because I was just kind of like putting my foot in the door. So I made up some, I was imitating like Judge Joe Brown and Judge Mathis, and I sketched, wrote out like some of my material that I usually do on stage, and I just put it all in a video, and I submitted it. Now after through a couple hundred people or whatever, they picked me and like 5 other people, and
Nice.
And so we had to go to the semis in LA, and then the finals was in Miami. And so when I got there, it was me and it was me and 3 other people, and we competed. The prize was like you got to sit down with talent development from HBO. Like Spike Lee was there. Like a lot of Black Hollywood was there. I met, y'all was talking about Power earlier. I met Armari Hardwick. He was there. So, and that kind of like, I met Bob Sumner, who was like one of the pioneers of Def Comedy Jam. And he actually, helped me get the role. It was a small role I had with With This Ring, a Lifetime movie. Okay, and I got to, do a scene with Regina Hall, and it was because of him, and the relationships that I built, through the Black Film Festival that kind of changed the.
You get your SAG card?
No, I did not. Not yet.
Then you're not a no display.
So some people, and I hate people, I don't want to say hate it, but we're sitting around talking, and people say, "Oh, you're a funny guy, yeah, man. You should try comedy." And I'm looking at them like, "Nah, see, I don't think you understand. What is it that people don't get? Talk to these people. What is it they don't get about comedy? Because they think that you can just go up there on stage and be funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is it about the preparation that they don't understand?
You have to really put some thought into, I guess what your niche is going to be, the type of things I guess that you want to talk about, what type of comedian you want to be. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I started out, just as a corny comedian, and I turned into this guy who was like a Def Jam comic, and now I'm kind of like going back, trying to be more of a, I don't know if you ever heard of Michael Jr. He's a clean comic.
You basically go back to your Sinbad roots.
Yeah, I'm kind of going back to my Sinbad roots because it does make you more marketable. You can go into any venue. You do clubs. You can do private. You can do TV. And stuff like that, and it was more of a conscious thing for me, you know what I mean, because I got kids and stuff like that. So yeah, you gotta practice. I talk to myself in the mirror a lot, doing jokes, and you gotta sit down and kind of structure your material, man. You just can't go up there and be like backyard barbecue funny, you know what I mean? Like some of that stuff translates on stage, but you gotta really like.
You gotta have something to follow.
It's an art to it.
Yeah.
You know
You
what
gotta
I
have
mean?
perfect timing with this stuff, and
you gotta have timing. People talk about stage presence.
Yeah.
Delivery, delivery, likability. You know what I mean? So, because some people are really like, somebody might say, "Well, he's a prick on stage." That might be his thing. You know what I mean? Like I tried that. I tried to be the dude that nobody liked on stage, like the dick per se. You know what I mean? But it didn't work for me. You know what I mean? So you got to go through that process of trying to figure that out.
We done heard the stories about people getting up on that stage thinking they were stand-up comedians. I ain't gonna say no names, bro, man, from Martin. He got up there and tried to do that whole.
Why you gonna say that, Charlie Murphy? I mean, what?
Oh yeah. Hey, Charlie Murphy cussed out like the whole Howard University or something like that because they.
But it's a lot of people that's trying that stuff, legacy, and then it's.
Oh my God! And basically, he gave them their. He like, y'all can have y'all money, but he was that mad. He walked, but it's not their fault. You ain't funny. Like
You can't make yourself laugh.
he's like situational funny. Like you can't be that guy. Like I tell people, like
You can't come from being on TV to being a comedian. Comedians are people who were comedians and go to TV
normally
or movie.
it's first Martin. People like that. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Murphy. Chris Rock. These was
Like what's the one dude from what's the one dude the young dude from like the last Martin with the way he dressed up as a woman movie.
Brandon.
Brandon something.
Yeah, Brandon T. Jackson.
Is his career? I don't know. I haven't paid attention to him, but I don't see his comedy career really transgressing that well either.
That's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He got acting roles, and I don't know. I mean, he might be working on it.
I know he came here to Cleveland. It was an all right show, but it wasn't like.
Oh, you went to a show?
I went to it.
Yeah. He said I went.
The food was good.
You always got those people that say it, like, we in the backyard. My cousins have said all the time, "You come up with these jokes real fast, and you should get on stage." I said, it's a difference when we talking about each other and we cracking on one another. Yeah, I'm quick with that sometimes after I had a couple drinks. I get up on stage. You ever see the episode of Fresh Prince when Will Smith tried to cricket.
Or like the Family Guy when Peter got drunk, they thought he could get on stage. He was shocked, they just laughed because he kept look like he peed his pants.
Right, like that's not me. I wouldn't be that guy. I mean, I might be the dude that can help you out. You try your material out on me. We could come together, and every good comedian's got a team of writers and that's putting it together, and they all doing things together. So
I got a question for you. I got a good question for you. So you're in the comedy scene. You know a lot of people. What do you know about the Cleveland comedy scene? You deal with a lot of Cleveland comics.
Yeah, it's a lot of good Cleveland comics, especially now, man.
Like name some.
Let me see.
And see if we agree with you.
Ramon Rivas.
Have you never heard of him?
He's like one of the pioneers.
Not to say he ain't good. I just saying I ain't never heard of him.
Well, he just had a half-hour Comedy Central special, actually.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And so Mike Polk, Ryan Dalton,
Mike Polk's pretty funny.
Rob Ward,
yeah, that's the homie.
B Titty.
Yeah, B Titty.
Yusuf Ali, he just left to go to L.A.
Yeah, Yusuf, that dude is like Yusuf. He's good with current events and jokes.
Oh yeah,
he's the best with
very
that.
Topical. He's always writing. Like every time I see him.
What about Baldhead Fred?
Baldhead Fred, I don't know him.
I'm just joking.
Baldhead
Fred, that was for you. I owed you that one. You suck. He calls himself the Bomb King for a reason.
Where do you see yourself going? Like what do you know when you've reached your goal? Like when you're just like, okay, I'm here. I can't believe I'm here. This is more than what I dreamed of. I made it here, and it's kind of smooth sailing from here. Where do you see yourself in a couple years?
When I stopped balling up in my corner in my bedroom, crying, waiting on somebody to call me.
It'll be the day when he going to get YouTube to erase this interview.
No, but I want. People ask me that sometimes. I guess I just want my career to be, self-sustaining to where I'm not, I'm trying to just like pull and grasp at every straw and kind of like, like I said, waiting for somebody to call me or just you know what I mean? Not that I'm waiting, but it's just like right now it's in the preparation stage. I'm trying to still find my voice as a comedian. I'm still trying to act, but it's just like, and I'm trying to find representation, but people want you to have, like this laundry list of experience, but at the same time, you can't get that experience unless somebody is like on your team, like pushing you, to these auditions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like in that middle phase right now. But I mean, the ultimate goal is I want to continue to do stand up. I've been doing stand up for almost 10 years, and I want to get into TV and film.
So what is your top pick? If somebody was like, you have $1 million right now, I want you to do this movie, or $1 million to travel, you're locked in to do comedy on the road. Which one would you pick?
To travel? What you mean?
To just like, would it be comedy or would it be a movie? Like, would you do stand up or would you choose?
That's a hard question.
Acting.
Damn.
I don't know. That's a hard because I like both of them the same. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a hard.
I would think that it would depend on what the movie was about. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to look at the role and look at who's in it and who's directing it and where's it going to go. Because you could be in one of them B-list movies that don't.
But you get the money. And you get the money.
You get the money.
You get the money, but
Kevin Hart did a gang of them B-list movies, and look at his career.
I'm saying, but
if you're giving me $1 million,
he wasn't in that scenario though.
They had Kevin Hart acting like he a gangster from New York.
I mean,
a movie or
I mean, it's at the end of the day, it was really just to see what.
I
don't know. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to get a grasp of like an immediate reaction. What do you love more? What is your biggest passion? Would it be acting or would you choose comedy? Like, which one would you pick over top of the other?
I really do not know. to which one I would pick over the other because I dream about them both just as much as I do the other. You know what I mean?
So if it was like a comedy movie, you would
like right now, right? To be honest,
would you just take half and half of the money until you
like I'll do both.
I do the movie for half and I do the comedy for half?
I don't know, man. One of my, I don't know per se, not my vision board, but like stuff I put in my closet. One of the things I have written on my wall was I wanted to be in Bad Boys 3. You know what I mean? Like that was just a goal of mine. Did I know how it was gonna happen? No, I just put it up there just because I wanted to see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If it materializes, cool. If something else, happens, whatever. But
said
that's
the same thing.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm serious because I could be that Joe Pesci type character that Lethal Weapon had. That
there
little
with me
motherfucker that gets on their nerves all the time. They need that.
I feel you because I had my role all written out in Bad Boys 3. Like I was gonna be Will Smith, the whole thing, like the whole idea. Like I was gonna be Will Smith's cousin from Chicago, who was, you know what I mean, who came down to help with a case in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And like. Martin was gonna be happy because Martin and Will always had that back and forth on the
Right.
He was gonna be happy that I came down. I was taller and like not more attractive than Will, so he was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah,
My
I got
family
my
represented.
family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you would have been a Lowry.
Right. I would have been a Lowry, but I would have been like, you know
The
what I mean?
Chicago Lowry.
Will would have been a little jealous that I came down. I was, you know what I'm saying? Like I had the whole
got the whole
thing
thing.
like planned
The whole
out.
new movie. Did you send this idea?
I didn't send it out.
We
I
should
just
put this together, man. We should put this together.
Oh God.
I wanted to.
We're gonna do the
so
skit.
bad.
We're gonna do this skit for the Vibe on Air. It's gonna be called
fucking
Bad
drive-thru.
Boys.
They
We're gonna call it Bad Boys
fucking
2.5.
Don't go to the drive-thru, man. You can't say that. Yes, I can. They fucking the drive-thru.
You gonna be Martin? I dress up as Will because I'm taller than you, and then we go. We go do that.
Take the picture.
That's one of my favorite franchises right there.
Yeah, that
Bad
movement,
Boys,
yeah.
Man. I wanted to be in Bad Boys.
So I got to put you on the spot now, because we got to get to Anita too.
Okay.
We want to hear some comedy, man.
See?
Want to hear?
We got to hear some jokes, man. Got to do some jokes.
I can't tell jokes to four people sitting in the room.
Why not?
It's a mental
Because
thing.
you gotta
people
prepare.
always
You
say
actually
that.
not telling us four people. You got all of Facebook and YouTube.
You have to
can't hear them
prepare.
laughing.
He's not,
I
it's
got
not
it.
like
I
singing.
understand.
But here's the thing:
It's not like
everybody says
singing.
that, like, okay, you're a comic. Say something funny. You know what I mean? It's just like you can't. It doesn't
You're
work
waiting,
like that.
Wait for
It's
it.
like we pretend you one of the 5 heartbeats, and we them white boys that stopped you at the traffic sign.
It's not
so
like
you're a
singing.
comedian. Make us laugh.
Right, and that's what it. That's how
When you on that
completely-
stage and you got,
Like,
I'm gonna give you a number. I'm gonna say
I'ma help you
70.
out.
I'm gonna say 70.
Just
I'm gonna say
blow, you know?
70 people. It's a lot different than. It's a lot different because you're looking at all these people who ain't familiar with you. You got 70 people that you can pick and choose.
You
You
can't
got
just be like,
4
okay,
people
I'm
looking
about
at
to
you. It's
touch
just
it.
all like, yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm
it's
saying?
on more on the spot than
Oh,
it
no.
is. Yeah, I
Right,
feel
Really?
it.
He done,
Did he just cop light us?
he done put on a.
He cop light us? Please.
We put the spotlight on Mike.
I see stars. That is way too bright.
For the comedic stylist, Mr.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
You're blinding everybody. Turn that thing off. I'm like, oh my god. I see stars. Right. I'm seeing stars.
Man, 4 people, I can't do it.
It's not like a singer. He could just be like, oh, let's blow.
It's just different.
Hey.
I know you've heard me.
Some comedians
But-
have they joke, that one joke they tell.
Right.
You know, like my father used to whoop my ass. Something like that.
He's like, wait. He's already. I can't. I'll be like, wait.
I done put him on the
I was
spot.
like, what?
The one I did the most over the past few years was probably Barack. I did him
Okay.
a lot. You know.
I'm getting a
That's
close up.
it. Yeah.
You said what?
I'm getting a close up for you. Go ahead.
Let me see. I don't even know what I'm going to say.
So maybe we need to lead you into it.
Your daughter smoking marijuana.
There you go.
Oh, she was doing that for real?
Yeah, that was real. That was real.
He's like, what?
It was a lot of drawback, a lot of backlash on
How do you
Barack
feel
about that.
how do you feel about Hillary?
I got a question.
How do you feel about Hillary?
First
coming
of
in
all,
office?
okay.
Michelle to run for president.
Okay, let me say this. Okay. About the smoking weed. I've smoked weed before. Okay. And it's pretty good. Okay. And I don't knock her. She tried it. And now that she's tried it, we can smoke together. Okay. all of us could, puff puff pass. I'm not in the White House anymore. I'm on my way out, and she's older. We could probably sip slow and puff puff. I don't know. Moving on.
Who else can you do?
I get Ving Rhames.
I love Ving Rhames.
You gotta do Ving
Love
Rhames.
Ving Rhames.
Okay, this was one of the jokes I used to do. I used to say if Barack was Ving Rhames, people would not mess with him. You know what I'm saying? If he just got gangsta on somebody and was just, somebody was like, "Give us our country back," and he turned around like, "No, you need to hear this. Listen here, baby boy. You don't need to be like me. What you need to do is stop running around here blaming other niggas for your damn problems. See, baby boy, you got stuff all twisted. You got an Oedipus complex."
Oh man. Oh, that was.
He went crazy in that road.
Y'all give it up for my man. He transformed. I ain't gonna lie. That was dope. That was dope.
Man on the spot, but he held tight.
He held tight. One more time, give it up for comedian Mike Head.
Yes, thanks for coming. Oh, he got on time too. What?
We're gonna ask you to switch chairs with Miss Nita T, the poet extraordinaire.
I gotta move my.
Our next guest has a show coming up this weekend.
Man.
It's called "What the Bleep Happened to Hip Hop," but on this show we say "What the fuck happened to hip hop?"
Really want to know.
And we gonna find out. Give it up for poet, talented, and all around just crazy. Give it up for Anita T, ladies and gentlemen.
The green lady. It was me. I was moving this because I'm shorter than he is by like a foot and 1 inch.
What's the good word, Anita? How you doing?
What's up, everybody? My name is Anita T. Thank you for having me on your show, Deeds. Oh man, so what the bleep happened to hip hop?
What the bleep happened to hip hop?
Man, that is the discussion we're having tomorrow or Saturday. Wow, Saturday, October 8th, 9 to 6 p.m. at Lake Erie Inc. It's a youth writing incubator. So there are going to be a lot of different community members out. Come out, share what you have to say. We have subjects such as our workshops, hip hop and politics, hip hop and corporatization, like Black Lives Matters, voters registration, your role in the movement. What do you plan to do? How do you plan to help? You're always complaining, but why are you just complaining? Come and do something about it.
Absolutely.
I get tired of that. That's why we're having this conference. Tomorrow, man, I feel like saying tomorrow all the time. Saturday evening, it's a hip hop artist showcase, 7 p.m. at B-Side. So that's actually catty corner to the venue. So you don't have to go anywhere. You just walk across the street, literally. Yeah, so we're going to do that. All types of artists will be performing. Got Al Porter, myself. I don't perform like a lot, so I do, but I don't. So yeah, just come out, enjoy the show. Feel free to participate at some point in the evening when I say okay. Sunday, we're going to have the wrap-up session. We're going to do a holistic hour and a half of meditation, getting to know one another in our hearts and in our minds, and just do that. And then we're going to just wrap it up and network with each other. 7 p.m. on Sunday, we're going to have an open mic. So whatever it is you want to share, whether it's rap, sing, dance, poetry. Did I say poetry? Poetry, exactly. Come out and support. Yeah, and that's going to be at Kalu Cafe on 156 in Waterloo, in the Waterloo Arts District.
Now, is this the Battle of the Sexes?
No, the Battle of the Sexes is October 23rd.
Okay.
And that will be at 7 p.m. The admission is $5. So come out, support. Yeah, the last Battle of the Sexes was so dope. Oh my gosh. Like my homie came in from BG, Keisha Nicole Foster. If you're familiar with her, she won because she's Keisha Nicole Foster. Like
shout out to Keisha Nicole Foster.
Keisha is just
She's no joke,
truth.
for real.
Like y'all don't even know. Like Keisha, if you've never seen her, next time you see her name, go see her. Like yes, she is the truth. Hopefully.
Friday or Saturday?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to her. Like I Facebooked her, but that was the extent of it because I've been so busy trying to like back end of things. So yes, that's the extent. But she'll probably be at the Battle of the Sexes. Hopefully. Gotta talk to her. Need to ask.
Now, I got a question for you because I ask you to do something for me every time I see you. And I want you to do it on the show. I want you to do the poem I like. And you got to do it real quick. I want you to do it.
Real quick?
Yeah. You got to do the whole poem.
The whole poem?
Yeah, you got to get your book out and do this poem. You know which one,
it's
too.
like the whole thing? Like, it's not that fast.
You ain't got to do the whole thing, but you got to do my favorite part
of it.
It's
not that long. It's not like
she said she didn't know if she got her book. It's I don't know if I have. That's like I don't know if I got my guitar.
Right. Everybody got it. Well, my purse has been full of flyers because the event. So I've just been flyering, and like every night I get off from work, I go flyer. Like
it's like if an artist is always prepared, they gotta have that humble streak though. They gotta show that humble side, like Mike tried to do. I don't know, man. I want to do this for you. Well, All right, but this y'all gonna like this poem. I'm telling you, it's gonna strike a chord in your heart.
It's explicit.
Yeah.
I like it that way. So.
Light some candles or something.
Right, you'll put the spotlight and blind her too.
Oh, please no. Please no.
We got snaps right here. Everybody blind me. So if y'all like the poem, type the word snap, 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 snap. Right. On YouTube, snap, snap, snap.
There we go.
The poem. We about to go. NITA T in the place to be.
This poem is entitled, It's Just Fucking. Don't complicate things. This is FUCKING. In a tree, on a boat, in a seat, on a beat. We are FUCKING adventurously. We do not have ties, intimacy, sensualities, erotic synergy. We have intoxications of physical enumerations. FUCKING. Head, breast, booty, and toes. FUCKING. Hardly taking a breath to refresh. Intricate position, sexual healing. FUCKING. It's just fucking. It's just fucking.
FUCKING, that just hits me every time. FUCKING, it just strikes me.
We got a snapper. She said snap.
Hey, thank you. That's Deed's favorite. I have so many more.
Oh, but she got some live poetry though. Tell us about your history of poetry and what got you started into.
Oh man, so I have been writing for about 20 years. Yeah, that's a couple years after I discovered hip hop. It's funny because you said you used to sneak and watch through your parents' door. So I used to listen to the radio when I was a kid because my dad would get mad and he would make me turn it off on decimal 1. So the radio would be right here. My head is right here. So it's low enough that my father could not hear it, but I hear it perfectly well. But that's what inspired me, and Def Poetry Slam, that was something when it came on HBO that definitely inspired me too. And just, life. It's the one thing that I turn to when I have nothing else. Every time I see those posts on Facebook or people ask me those getting to know you icebreakers, if you were on a stranded on desert island, what would you need? I'm a pen and a paper and a set of headphones. That's what I need. I don't need very much. I just need to survive. And probably some alcohol and a pile of weed.
By the way, there's some over here if you want some. I'm getting me some.
Yeah.
So who would you consider to be a big part of your inspiration? You love hip hop, you love poetry. Who would be someone in hip hop and who would be someone in the poetry field that you connect with so deeply that I wouldn't say mimic, but definitely.
Well, I definitely don't go after anybody else's style but my own.
Right.
Just because getting into that rhythm and trying to do that style of this and that, is more or less poetry is a message, and you have to say the message to me how I'm saying it to myself in my mind. So if I'm delivering it in a different rhythm than what I'm akin to, are you going to receive it the same way? I don't want that to happen. My main 2 favorites are Nikki Giovanni and Amiri Baraka formerly Leroy Jones. So R.I.P. man, he was my favorite. I'm glad I met him before he passed away. He was the best. Like, if you ever get a chance, I suggest that all of you go acquire the book Somebody Blew Up America. He got dethroned as the poet laureate of New Jersey because he wrote this poem. And it's a book. It's like, it was a 45-minute poem, so probably 50-page. But yeah, like, yeah, it's dope. It's right after 9/11. Like, he just gives you the truth about our society, and there's nothing else that no one can take that from him. Like, those words are on the paper, and you read it every time, and that's what you know is truth. And it's in an eloquent, artistic way. Like, that's what our people's legacy is being able to give wordplay and story to the people so we can pass it on to the next generation. So I just love being a part of that and able to convey those messages.
Nice. So do you do anything else? You said you love hip hop so much. Do you rap? Do you sing? Do you play an instrument? Do you have another hidden talent like
I
do
wish I rap, sing, and play the guitar. I draw, I paint.
I knew it was something.
Yeah, that's like my other thing.
Do you display your art anywhere, or do you
Not really.
just kind of a personal hobby?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, just me.
So how do you see yourself wanting to progress in the future? Where do you see yourself going with your talents?
You know, at this point, every day I think about how as high as I can go, and at this point, for me, the sky is the limit. What I'm pursuing right now in hosting what the BLEEP happened to hip hop and just a lot of events that I planned for the future, I want to get a fellowship. Yeah, that would be one of my goals, and just see where I can go, where I can take it.
Nice.
Now, what gave you the idea to come up with what happened to hip hop? What brought this about?
Well, I did not come up with this idea. This is a national conference. So I'm part of a national organization called Hip Hop Congress. Hip Hop Congress is a national 501c3 dedicated to the education of hip hop culture. So it's teaching that is more than what you see on a TV screen. Going into schools, going into communities, doing different workshops like what we're doing here, doing DJ, b-boy, like getting people who love this art to display it to the youth and people who are unfamiliar, because there's so many misconceptions about our culture that they stereotype not only the culture but us when they see us dressed in a certain fashion. You might not listen to this music at all. You could listen to rock and roll all day, but no one knows that because of the way that you're dressed. They're thinking like, oh, you're just strictly that type of person.
Right.
So you wouldn't have a commonality. Like, that's something that really hurts me. Another thing that I strive to teach in hip hop is that, to me, hip hop is an amalgamation of everything. Nas once said, hip hop is dead. To me, hip hop is not dead. Hip hop is manifesting. It's constantly changing. Hip hop, for me, is not only a combination of all the musical genres. Hip hop will never be jazz. Jazz is hip hop, though. I'm sorry. Jazz will never be hip hop. Hip hop is jazz, because you can infuse it. Like, all these infusions happen, but you can't do it the opposite way. Like, it just has to keep going.
Can you infuse some comedy with some poetry? You and Mike work on something?
We could. Yes.
Bars.
Right? I drink in them.
Yeah.
Right, I know that's right.
And she can drink.
I can. I don't deny that. So yes, I'm hosting this conference. It was Hip Hop Congress, Move to Amend, an organization dedicated to corporate personhood. If you don't know what that is actually taking corporations down in a fashion so that they cannot come and overpower you in the courtroom. So you are on a level playing field. You're not sitting there going, okay, I'm overpowered by this team of lawyers from Walmart. Like, it's, essentially person to person. Like, right now, corporations have too much say in our politics. So we as the people have to educate ourselves to know not only about our musical culture, but our political culture too, because we live in this world. That's what makes our art great. Like, I love, like, the BET Hip Hop Awards. The only part I really like was T.I.'s performance. If y'all didn't see it, please look it up. It was so dope. Big Crit, he stood up. Big Crit's performance was great, right? Like, those two things. Everything else, man, it was all thumbs down. It was a lot of thumbs down. But there were two shiny lights there. What are you doing?
I understand this stuff so I can record.
Right, it's not working though.
Not working.
He's trying.
Never so much.
Other hosts are AFSC, American Friends Service Committee. Yeah, and I'm having it at B-Side and Lake Erie Inc. So
Let me ask you, it's a lot of great poets in Cleveland right now. You got, B. Hosley, Jerry Lee, the Underdog Academy. I want to see more collaboration among some of those, because I see it's a lot of clicks, and it's usually clicks in most things you do anyway.
Yeah.
But is there anything that any of y'all poets gonna try to do to bring more of y'all together and get the real good poets together and get rid of some of the whack poets? It's gonna be like a poet battle. Just get rid of them.
Just get rid of all of them. Just take them away.
A poet battle like an old rap battle. I want y'all to stand face to face and just spit poet bars. I want to be like gangs in New York, but poets of Cleveland.
So just like everything else, people get way too close. Like, you gotta think, like, people, they get in relationships and then their circles break up, they click up and then they click away.
Mm-hmm.
I am not that person though. So anything I host, please come out. I enjoy everyone. But I understand what you're saying. There are so many, especially like different sides of town. People don't want to travel.
Yeah.
And to me, poetry, like, just like, you need to come out and like support, man. Just come out, like, for anything. Like, honestly, support other poets. You always going around asking other people to do stuff for you, but you're not doing stuff for other people. Like, I travel, I go see other people, I go out of town all the time, like, because I want that too. Like, I have to give that respect. Like, I respected you enough to come out here. This is 45 minutes from my house.
Right.
Give me that respect. Like, your biggest fan should always be another poet or another comedian.
If you had to collab or invite a special someone to do like a show with, who would that artist be?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't even know. I've never thought about that.
Dreams or your thoughts? Like, oh my God, I always wanted to work with.
Oh man. I don't even think you ever just like.
Couple, even if it's like 2 or 3, just like the top of your head, who would it be?
You know who's a. Oh man, I don't know. You know what? Georgia Me. I will want to work with her. If you don't know, Georgia Me is Georgia, the state, and then the word me, M-E. Yeah, I would love to work with her. She is a phenomenal poet, like world renowned. She's woman empowered, just everything that I would love to be like she is. So that would be somebody I would love to work with one day.
When you get in your car, you love hip hop so much. When you get in your car, who's on your playlist? Who are your top people on your playlist?
No styling.
Right.
Well, I was just bumping Fresh Produce. That's a local group. I love a lot of just, underground random. If they're not Tupac, I go bump Pop a lot. I love Pop.
The group is called Fresh Produce?
Yeah, Fresh Produce. Yeah, DJ Red Eye and Plain Jane. Yeah, they're local.
Okay, I gotta check them out.
Yeah, and then Humble G.
Oh yeah, Humble G.
Yeah. Actually, I just changed out the Fresh Produce for the Humble G, actually. So yeah. I try to support as much as I can.
Nice.
So you do all this poetry, you do all these nice events for hip hop and everything. You're a very positive person. You wear a lot of wood earrings.
Yes.
Tell us about that. I'm interested in that because there's a pair of earrings you got that I'd be always talking to you about. Because I like them on her, dude.
I don't know.
So,
dude, BJ, man.
You want to know? You want me to tell people why I have to wear?
Why.
Oh, okay. So I am allergic to metal. Yes, metal. Yes, all metals. It is about ingestion, containment, and contamination. Some things I touch, yes, I'll break out. Yes, I feel it. But essentially, it's just a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I'm healthier. I get away with fried foods though, man. I love it. And bacon. Bacon if you out there, baby.
Me and bacon are like this, nigga.
Every day. Every day.
I broke up with the shit because
me
she
and my
had no
friends
dick.
love bacon so much. I'm not even fronting. We've done this before. We have gone to IHOP at like 4 in the morning, just ordered plates of bacon, and just walked out. Yeah. Like the waiter always looks at us crazy. We're like, we all want a plate of bacon. They're like, what? Like a plate, 3 strips? No. Like, give me a plate with a pile of bacon. That's it. I don't need nothing else. A glass of water. Like, yes.
Nigga gotta have his bacon, man.
Yes. But anyway, so yeah, I'm allergic to metal. Yeah, so how I found out is crazy. Long story. The longest story short is that I broke out in hives one day, and they sent me to the head dermatology the next day, and it was a 1.5-year process to figure out what I was allergic to exactly. And I'm still, coordinating it. What happens when I do these things? I break out in hives, just different stuff. So I live on Benadryl. But mycrazyallergy.com, if you are interested in knowing the beginnings of my story, because I haven't updated my site since like March, so I'm sorry. But I will. And yeah, so if you want to know about that, yeah, mycrazyallergy.com. So that is my crazy allergy. So how, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The headphones. Mm-hmm. Yes. Do you know why?
People have allergies to like latex.
Yeah.
You was the first person I heard about metal.
Yeah.
That was fun. Because I thought you was.
I'm about 4% of the world's
population
population that's this allergic and hypersensitive. Apparently, your mom's in that group. So I just want to let you know real quick. I need to not touch that. Yeah, so metals are alloyed. Like no metal you have right now at all is pure. There's only pure titanium and pure niobium. Those are the only pure earth metals that exist. Everything else is alloyed. And the thing about things from cans, you don't know if that can, like most of the time the cans are old and they've been, recycled so much that they still have traces of lead in them. So if you're breaking out for a certain reason or you're like getting sick for some reason, like you need to look at how things are processed. And you really need to just take a better look at pesticides. Like everything is sprayed with pesticides. The cow, the ground beef you're eating, the cow ate the food that had pesticides on it. You're allergic to that. You need to, think about it. It's kind of one of those things. It gets deep.
And this leads back into our topic of the day, cancer. Because all of these things can contribute to the rate that people are getting cancer in this country, especially because of the different pesticides and the way food has been treated since time immemorial. So people have to look at that shit. You got to change the way you eat or change what you buy. I mean, I ain't gonna front like I get a Polish boy every other day. I don't give a fuck, but I also make sure I don't got cancer. I go get checked and
I go get checked because it's STD.
What? Wait a minute. What the fuck?
Like the way you said it was just like you get checked for your Polish boy.
I get checked for cancer because I ain't talking about because of the Polish boy. I'm just saying in general. But Polish boys are not good for you. They dipped in everything, but they delicious in a motherfucker.
That sounds really nasty.
You got talking to your mic, bro. I'm sorry. You got talking to the mic. You got to hold it there. It don't like you.
Yeah, until you find the cure, you can't rule anything out. That's
I ain't gonna say what that look like.
see what I'm saying?
You're not just your food like deodorant too.
Yeah, he don't started it.
That's the main cancer-causing agent is deodorant, like the aluminum.
Mike Head brought that up.
Right. Yeah.
The comedian talking about deodorant.
I'm sure that has come up in one of his sets.
So you said you have a lot of shows coming up, and will we find these on your website? Will you find them on Facebook?
Yes, Facebook. So my Facebook name is oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed by it. Anyways, that's a whole separate thing. You can find me on Facebook at Anita T. Richardson. Now, if you plan to employ me, go to Anita Artobin. So, but Anita T. Richardson, and that's my Facebook I've had forever. And yeah, I post all of my shows there. every other week at Callaloo Cafe, I have a poetry night, 7 p.m.
Shout out to Kelvin.
Yes. Shout out to, you know what? He's the only black-owned restaurant on that strip in Waterloo Arts District.
Yeah.
We need to support. Like,
he needs to promote more, but it's a good spot.
Right, it's a good spot. He does need to really, like, I agree. But yeah, it's a good spot. It's a great vibe. There's a art gallery right next door. You go through the bar to get to the art gallery. And Callaloo in itself is a secret oasis. And that's what I appreciate about the space.
I do a poetry night there on Tuesday. Well, I'm not doing it anymore. I think I just stopped doing it. But we do the poetry night there on Tuesday, and I like the vibe so much. I call it the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, this is the vibe, but that's the vibe. I mean, it's just like I do with two vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of vibing.
So yes, October 16th is my next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there every Sunday this month though, just because this Sunday is an open mic for the hip hop, what the BLEEP happening to hip hop. Next Sunday is the open mic for my poetry matters, #poetry matters. Sunday after that is the poetry slam.
Definitely have to come and support.
Yes.
Now, I got a question.
October 23rd.
I got a really good question for you. And this is a really life affirming question. So you know you have a lot of book smarts, you have a lot of knowledge about you. You study a lot, you research a lot. You when you put your mind to something, you take the time to work it out, and you know everything about it. You ever date some dumb motherfuckers?
Well, let's see. I wouldn't say they're dumb.
Well, are you always the smartest one in the situation?
Clouded brain.
Do you ever date anybody who hasn't been to a library before?
Not aware having.
Do they know the shit you be talking about sometimes?
Guys that always have a story for something, like they could just confirm something that you said, like you like, oh, I do.
Oh my gosh, that dude, that
Like
guy.
third grade.
They poetry be like
That
the
guy.
birds and bees and beneath
What
the
you're saying?
trees.
Yes, I
Being the
have.
little seeds.
Just like I date the pretty boys too. Okay, it's alright to have fun for a little bit. Then I need somebody to like actually give me exactly.
Right.
Because I know in one of your poems you talk about them hips and all, you got them hips, but it's more to you. You got a brain too.
Yes.
And so what do you look for in the guy more? I mean, what do guys talk to you for? Let me ask you that. What do guys talk to you for? Are they looking at the ass, or are they thinking like, oh, she's smart as fuck, I like her poetry? Go.
The ones that hear my poetry, if they hear a sex poem, it's all downhill. They just are perverted and just keep they holler all night. It's like, go away. Yeah,
She likes to talk about sex.
I do.
Right.
I do.
All poets talk about sex.
Well, here's the thing: when you spit a sex poem, like erotic poetry and stuff like that, especially the way that I do, they think that every poem means that they need to come and just have sex with you because you are now they are their gift to you.
You was talking to me when you said.
Right, exactly. Like this poem was written just for you.
You just said you needed some, baby.
Exactly. Like you just said, I'm like, man, I was like 19, I'm 31 now. Like I did not write this yesterday. And sometimes I did write it yesterday. I wrote this one back in March. So yeah, like.
But people don't understand that the first thing that most poets write about is sex. Every poet has a sex poem.
Exactly.
Or four.
Exactly. But yeah, what I look for in a guy, intelligence is a gift, and I appreciate it.
Common sense is a big deal.
Oh, ain't that the truth, girl? A work ethic.
Oh, please don't get started. This is about yesterday.
Because we trying to find a guy for butter.
We are absolutely not trying to find a guy for butter.
It's called spread the butter.
We're not trying to
and we want to find butter for a nice man. She keep talking about this boyfriend she got somewhere in Oklahoma that she get on my one of them a lot. But